say bad words.
Well, you can, but I mean, they send me a fine and you're going to be paying it.
Okay. I understand. So no bad words.
Mhm.
I can't afford to pay for them.
You take notes.
Yep.
Here you go. Just do it right here.
Well, I've watched you, so. Sorry.
Move this out of the way.
You don't have to have headphones. I'll put mine on for monitoring.
Okay.
And that's all. And right up when the song's off, we'll go.
Sure. I'm down.
All right, Facebook, we are back with Miss Allison here. She had a drive up this morning, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
And I put emphasis on Eastern time because I know Memphis is in Central.
That's why I was so early. I couldn't grasp the concept. Had to make sure.
All right, folks, we are back with Allison Galloway from Memphis. Hello, Allison.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Miss Hannah, she made it in too. Say hello, Hannah, so folks know you're here.
Hello.
So, Allison, she reached out to me the other day and, looking for an interview, and we couldn't put her on Kentucky Homegrown because that's reserved for Kentucky musicians. But I said, we'll do something, we'll accommodate you. And well, she showed right up. It was early. That was amazing. Usually they're cutting it right down to the wire. But how long have you been into music?
It's not been long. It's maybe been 2 years total.
Oh, yes, so you're
Yeah.
still kind of fresh and new.
Mm-hmm.
That's about how long you've been in, Hannah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been playing publicly for well over a year, going on 2, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
close to 2 years for Hannah. So, what have you dealt with in it so far?
Oh man, it's been a struggle. I'll tell you, when I first started, I had a little money saved, and I really thought I was something to have some money saved and ready to go into music. But, the people you meet, unfortunately, some people aren't always out for your best interest, and it became that way to begin with. I went right on Music Row. I went straight into one of the biggest studios there was, and I told them what I wanted to do, and they recorded me. They really did. They recorded, but it was absolutely nothing like I was trying to do. It was just a recording, and it got to where I started to really think that not a lot of people wanted to actually help make the music that I wanted to create. It was mostly just singing a song, to them, and I don't know, it just kind of beat me down for a little while, but after about 8 months, I finally met someone that really wanted to help make my music, and ever since, we've just been making it constant, we can't stop.
Yeah, well, that's good.
It is. It was a struggle, though.
So, are you signed to a label or
No.
independent?
Independent.
Independent.
Yeah.
My favorite.
And I like it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay with a label maybe later in life, but right now I enjoy being able to do what I want.
I don't know. There's a lot of musicians out there that are killing it. They don't have a label at all.
Yes, yeah. I mean, honestly, labels, to me, I don't know really what the purpose of one for me right now would be. I just maybe getting more out there. Maybe having more recognition, but recognition comes with a price.
It does. With social media, everything the way it is nowadays, you can get all kinds of recognition
On your own, yeah.
Just,
That's what I've been doing. I've been on YouTube 8-9 months now, and I've gotten 3 million views from live and from short videos and music videos and stuff. So it's been amazing the difference just being online can make. And I only do an hour a day. So every day I try to do an hour, and I can get up to 100,000 views in that 1 hour. So that's pretty awesome too, you know. And just doing a live show. They love live on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything.
So you're doing lives on all those?
All of them, yeah. I
Okay.
try.
Hey, I know that's paying you because I saw that you're verified on Facebook.
Well, you know, when you say pay, I say, yeah, you know, it's just like one man's trash is another man's treasure kind of thing, honestly. Yes, they are paying me, but just dollars, you know, very, very, very low dollars. It's not what people think, you know. They think,
Right.
oh, you get a million views, you're getting paid. No, I got, I don't know, $285 from 3 million views so far. So,
That's,
um, it's something. I'm just proud that I'm able to do this and actually get something back.
yeah.
Because I just want to keep creating. That's the whole plan, anyways.
Well, that's better than a kick in the shin, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. It took a lot though. It really did. It took 4,000 hours on YouTube
Oh,
for me to
wow.
get monetized. So I had to be on YouTube physically 4,000 hours, and then they had to watch. So as long as I had watchers, and then it was okay.
Yeah.
At times I was sleeping on YouTube. I was just trying to get monetized and get it going.
I've not dealt with YouTube much at all. I mean, I've got maybe, I don't know, a handful of videos on there, but I'm not even tried with it.
It's so fun. I just enjoy YouTube because of the crowd. It's just a different experience than TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram.
Well, I like Facebook because you can do a variety of things. You can
Yes.
go live, you can post a video, you can do a regular post, you can post a picture.
Yeah.
And all the kids are saying, it's what old people use is Facebook, Dad.
Which I use Facebook, but I post more on TikTok. TikTok's probably my favorite place to post.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on TikTok too. I like TikTok. It's about 103,000 followers that I have on TikTok, and that's where it all started. I got so many views from TikTok because singing cover songs and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That helps too, you know, just singing what people know
Mhm.
and relating to them that way. I think it was pretty cool.
Covers are necessary for recognition.
I agree.
You know, and then when you get established, you can push more of your own stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
I get it.
Well, honestly, I've been just pushing the home stuff as much as possible. That's all I want. And covers are great, you know, to kind of relate to people. But with mine, considering I write everything on my
Yeah.
own, I'm not reaching for other people's words. You know, I'm trying my hardest to tell a story with it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it's entertaining, like you know the songs. You know,
Right.
that's really the goal.
What, and now Allison is not going to play guitar today. She plays mainly piano,
Oh yeah.
and we wouldn't want to carry that in. So
That's a
She
little
brought
load.
She brought a CD with her, and we're going to play a few tracks on it. The first one that she has here is The Broken Ones. You want to do a setup while I'm getting that ready?
The broken ones, as far as that goes, it tells the story in itself, you know.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a treat, and it's a true story, so that's even better. I wonder if people know who it's about.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear it. Here's The Broken Ones. There's somebody here. I don't know what they want.
You want me to go with it?
See if you can help them. We're doing an interview. Yeah, this is one I heard. I listened to the other day.
That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
Did you know who it was about? Well, I'll tell you in a minute.
Marcus has more. He wanted to show you some stuff.
Tell him I was doing an interview.
Tell him to call him about the next.
Days.
He said about the next hour. You know. I'm taking him back. I think he might wait. Just go wait. I'm gonna do an hour.
Just saying. All right, I like it.
All right.
Did you produce that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that was we wrote, produced, and I also co-produced with Andrew Williams. He helps a lot. He does a lot of the guitar work, and that helps with the melodies and stuff. So
Yeah, that I think it's pretty cool that you're actually producing your own stuff.
it's fun. It really is. I didn't realize producing was so fun.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Other times you'll wind up bald like me. But yeah, that's good. And I don't know how many girls out there on the scene doing that themselves, you know?
Well, that's the problem, you know. Unfortunately, I think that we're outnumbered a little bit, you know, with the music industry, and it's hard for us to get through sometimes. So I try to make it real clear that, you know, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm busting through the wall. Forget the door.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Well, not even a lot of the guy artists are producing their own stuff. They'll go to somebody else and let them produce and record and
Yeah, but
all this stuff.
what's the fun in that? You know, I don't really understand why you would do music if you're not gonna produce your own stuff and try to create what comes out of you. You know, I feel like that's what the whole idea is. You know, I don't want somebody else just singing a song.
That's great.
You know.
You like building is the thing.
Yeah, and I feel like the emotions are there. You know, when you build a song, even like the Broken Ones. The Broken Ones was originally about Jelly Roll, but it actually became more than that. It started to be a true. I mean, it is a true story. I met Jelly Roll in a clothing store, and when I met him, you know, he looked out of place. He didn't really look like he belonged there. He was in Urban Outfitters. Like, what are you doing? You know. And then when it came to the song, it just became more than that. It became the reason that I do music. It became more of the reason of everything, you know. And so it started out being a song about Jelly Roll, just, you know, his life and his journey, but it really is the reason that I think everyone does music. So
Yeah.
I think it's impactful that way.
I'm
So,
not. Oh, go ahead.
speaking of like, so you were talking about how like the song came about, but what made you decide to do music? Like, what got you started in that?
It was actually that.
That?
Yeah, it was what it was is I was on TikTok and I had like 30,000 followers or something, and I was just like, that's kind of crazy, you know, that's a lot of followers, and I was kind of confused as to why they're following me because I didn't sing, I didn't really dance, I didn't do anything on there, I was just hanging out, you know, And then I met Jelly Roll. And when I met him, I don't know, something seemed different. It just all of a sudden became clear that he's just a regular guy. And all of them must be. It just became clear that way. And when I realized how normal and felt like I've known him my whole life when I was having the conversation with him, it just hit. And then I went to his concert. And his concert at Bridgestone Arena, it was the first one he ever sold out Bridgestone. And I got to go, and he had 20,000 in the fans, in the stands. And basically after that, I realized, shoot, I have that many on TikTok. What am I going to do with this? This is so many people, and they're following me. They're looking to me for something, and I have nothing, And so I just decided right then that I had to do something big. And I felt like music mattered more to me than anything else. So I think that was what really, music saved my life. So why not save someone else's?
Yeah, and music's a universal language. I mean, you can connect with
Anybody.
everybody.
Yep.
Connects with music on some level.
Mm-hmm. And the
Whether-
story, everybody's got a story,
Yeah, that's good. So you just reached for it.
Yeah, I guess so. I just decided and I went for it,
I've got a friend of mine, and I've interviewed him before, and I'm not going to name drop, but he started out, decided he wanted to be a musician. He knew 3 cover songs, quit his job, and dropped everything. And now he's touring all over the United States and hitting some big licks and all kinds of streams, and he's making a living out of it.
That's what I did.
So-
I quit my job and
He
I
knew
just,
3 songs and hit the road.
yeah.
And he's out every night of the week now.
That's
playing
all it
somewhere.
takes,
Yeah.
You just got to get out there and show your face and be willing to put it out there, I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
definitely
really.
have to have the drive for it.
Oh yeah, golly. It's been 3 years almost of just constant drive, and I've never been driven like this before with anything. Motivation is on another level at this point.
So, who are some of your inspirations in music?
Music, it started with,
Sorry about that.
no worries. It started with Jelly Roll because I realized that you could write your own songs.
Mhm.
That's when I noticed that things were real, with music. And then I got to thinking, well, who else writes their own songs? And I started looking, Eminem,
Mhm.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
You look at Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's written a lot of other people's songs, and that's really what the inspiration has come from. It's writing your own song. There's certain producers, and I won't name drop, but they have even offered to write me a song, and I've declined. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I really do. I think it's amazing that they have the talent to write their own music the way they do, but it's not my story. So I just think that that's what's important. So hopefully everybody decides that too, one day.
Well, I think it's pretty cool that you're singing, you're recording, but you're focusing more on the songwriting aspect of it than anything. And well, Hannah knows that's my favorite part is original stuff.
Yeah,
Write your own stuff, tell your own story.
exactly.
I mean, it don't even have to be your own story, but you write a song that you tell.
I agree. And a lot of it doesn't have to be, specifically incriminating or anything like that. You can
Yeah.
twist things around and make it a beautiful thing out of something that wasn't beautiful to begin with. And
Mhm.
I just feel like that's what's important about music, not just singing. I don't know. I just feel like anybody could sing,
Yeah, which songwriting, that's one thing I love. You can make what you want out of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you say, well, I want to write this story, but this is how I want it to be told, you can do that if
Yes.
you write your own stuff.
Yes, I have a song. I don't actually have it on this CD. It came out just fairly recent, this last what was it? March, I think. And it's called Bullet Holes in My Wedding Dress. And that's a true story. And it's on YouTube. And I've rearranged it to become this dramatic, poem almost. And it was totally different in real life, obviously. So it was we'll tell the story one day, but it was definitely a true story. And in that whole setting, I felt like it mattered to tell that story, you know. So, and no one else can tell that story because it happened to me. So, I feel like everybody has their own, and they need to push it as far as they can. Because we all feel like we're alone. I mean, not everybody does. Like
That's
nobody
something.
can feel like me. Nobody knows that
Yeah,
how this feels, but really, we all do.
it's a good observation on that. Good way
I
of
like
putting
that.
it.
I never really looked at it that way, but
We all feel the same way. We just don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah.
That's all it
that's fair.
So, do you have stuff available like iTunes, Spotify?
Yeah,
and all that?
everywhere, everywhere. You just Google me and you'll find all kinds of stuff. Like on Google, I even got on Google, it's like listed this way. Y'all got to put my songs on here too, you know.
Yeah.
And they did. It's all organized to where if you Google my name, it'll pop up everything. And if you want, you can go to YouTube, Pandora, Spotify, Apple, whatever.
So, through the streaming services, which one do you make the most from?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yes. YouTube is fair. YouTube actually pays their artists and they allow for tips. They allow for gifts. They allow for a lot of things. And, you know, yeah, they may take a portion, but you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't get who the audience, you know,
wanna pay
without that.
Yeah,
So,
you want to pay somebody anyway.
yeah, of course. So, I'd much rather pay YouTube than Spotify. I don't care one bit about Spotify.
I think Spotify's a little bit difficult because
Spotify is really good for the consumers.
Yeah,
for
but
the
they
artists
pay.
putting out, they're horrible.
Yeah, they pay nothing.
I think you have to have like 1,000 streams to even get $1.
Well, you're correct. Yeah, the 1,000 streams is minimum, but honestly, it's the monthly listeners. You have to have a certain amount of monthly listeners as well to get paid. So there's like a lot of stipulations on that.
Well, I done a podcast before, and you remember that,
Yeah.
and it got big. It's huge.
Didn't pay nothing.
Chicken scratch.
Yeah.
And then it just got some more. They just made it more and more complicated
Hmm.
to upload your stuff.
And to
I'm
get
like,
paid and
so,
everything.
I
Yeah.
still use Spotify for listening.
I think
but
we all
don't
do.
use- I don't use them for putting out stuff.
Yeah, I put it out just because it's one of them, and
Yeah.
everyone can go to it if they would like. But
Well,
generally,
your distributor will put it out on all of them
Mhm,
for you.
exactly.
And if you make a penny off of them, go ahead and make it. But
Might as well.
I don't stress too much over them.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't get bent out of shape either. You know?
No.
They're out there in the hustle like everybody else.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to make money.
Yeah, you're right about that. Some more than others.
All right, let's hear another song right quick. This is Nobody Wins.
Yeah.
Well, it's queued up there. It's Nobody Wins by Allison Galloway.
I like your voice in this one.
Thank you. This is my talking voice a little better. Like, I was basically talking.
Cindy, her name is Allison Galloway. ALLYSON Galloway. GALLOWAY. Look her up, subscribe, follow her, and all that stuff.
Nobody wins.
I like this.
This is one of my favorites. The day I finally found myself is the day I lost everybody else. Guilting me to stay for everyone else to say, forcing a decision that would never mind my name. 'Cause I'm the one who believes in
Hello, Joyce. Say hello, Alice.
Hey, how are you?
Joyce, Logan, thank y'all for tuning in. This is Allison Galloway from Memphis, Tennessee. Allison has to be careful or she'll end up on a stage somewhere in Kentucky.
I'm okay with it.
That because it's not over the top, it's just
Simple.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I tried to do it that way. I really wanted it simple.
All right, that's great. Kind of stop sudden on that.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's really good. I like the
Thank you.
beat and the vocals in it. All of it's great.
I appreciate that.
Nobody wins. Well, sometimes we win. Sometimes we don't
Yeah.
win.
That actually started to be, it was actually a letter. I wrote a letter to my sister because it was a bad situation that we were all in. And once I wrote it, I showed it to Andrew, the guy that has been helping me. He said, no, this is a song. And instantly convinced me, just seriously, to write it as a song. And we didn't change but 3 words.
Oh,
The
yeah.
entire thing. And we changed the 3 words just to make it a song. You know, we had to kind of add a little something in there. But other than that, that was the letter to my sister. And it still stands today. Unfortunately, my family life is rough. You know, just everything that we've gone through. And in our situation, unfortunately, nobody won.
Yeah. Well, there's always a story.
Yep.
And if there's a story, there can be a song.
You're right about that.
Maybe a bad situation could.
Well, that's what I say. Take a bad situation and turn it pretty.
Yeah. So, what's your goals in music?
I just want to help people. I went to the gas station on the way here, and the lady called me out by name. And when she called me out, I about started crying. I've never had anybody call me like that and knew who I was.
Yeah.
And she cried. Oh my gosh! When she started to cry, I knew right then that she knew what I had been doing. She had been following for a while, and she just started telling me everything that she's gone through. And I don't want to get into it, but man, it's bad. And what she's trying to overcome now is just a struggle. And I just knew right then that was what I was here for. And I was just, and that was on the way here. That was literally like 20 minutes before I got here at the gas station. And I just couldn't believe it, you know, like it was just overwhelming. And, but she said, keep doing what you're doing because you're really out here helping us. And I was like, wow. I just thought that was amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, 20 minutes away, it had to be in this county or one county over.
She said it was 1 county over because I was almost over here. And I told her where I was coming. She knew where it was and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
We have a really big audience here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm glad to hear it because, I mean, I just want to show people that, one, you don't have to have, like, you don't have to be, like, the most talented. You don't have to be the most rich. You don't have to be the most, you know, well thought out person. You don't have to be organized. My car looks like trash right now. Like, I'm just being honest. My bumper's falling off. This is not good. But when it comes down to it, you don't have to do all of that just to be who you want to be. And if this is what you want to do, and this is definitely what I want to do, then I just say go for it. That's the main thing. Just everybody go for it.
Reach out and get it. Put the work in.
Mm-hmm. That's really all it is. When you put the work in and you go different places, like I said, coming here, just, I mean, it took me like 6 hours to get here. And then on top of it, drove all day yesterday to Nashville. So that was hectic. And even though I did it, I was still smiling the whole way, excited to go because, I mean, you know, it's one step further. That's all I see, you know. So I don't know. I just think that I just can help.
Every year that you put music in, and maybe that's enough to help.
That's what I hope. I've had people tell me that they've listened during chemo. I've had
Mhm.
people tell me that they listen during funerals. And I've had weddings, just all walks of life, births,
Mhm.
and people just telling me that I was a part of that is
Oh wow.
that's everything for me.
Just helping people and connecting. That's great.
Yep, that's it.
And that's pretty awesome that you met the lady at the
I know.
gas station.
That was
That's
oh,
pretty
I
cool.
cried like a baby. Like I swear. I was like, "Oh my gosh," it was so overwhelming to hear her going through so much and then how similar it was to something I've gone through and like I said, everybody goes through it. Everybody feels like they're alone, but everybody's they're dealing with the same type of thing. Everybody kind of has an addict in their family. Everybody has an alcoholic. Everybody has you know, a person that may have been lost too soon, things like that. So I just feel like if everybody knows that they can relate to somebody, then it's gonna help.
Yeah. So, you got anything right now? I'm thinking of something.
I'm trying to think. So with your songs and everything, I would like to ask like your songwriting process.
Oh, that's fun. It takes about 6 or 7 days of writing just nonstop. Like I have a notebook probably 3 times the size of that, and I just write and write and write and write, and eventually something hits where I'm like, I've been wanting to say that forever, and this is what I want to say about it, and then it comes into a play of all right, what have I said in this 7 days worth of writing that means something to this song here that I actually decided to write? So it takes me a long time to figure out what I want to write about because I'm not trying to just the rainbows and sunshines and I mean I love a rainbow, I love it, but when it comes down to it, there's a reason there's a rainbow. I want to find out that reason. I want to go into more depth of the rainbow. I want to find out what's at the end, what's at the beginning. There's a story with the rainbow. So
Yeah.
I try to wrap it with my life, and just so that way everybody can sort of relate. But I'd say really it's just about writing as much as possible. If you write until you can't write anymore, it's gonna hit like where it's something amazing that just came out.
So it's more like a journal
It
approach.
is. It's sort of like a no judgment. No judgment.
Yeah.
Let's write. Like I wrote something stupid today. I wouldn't want to share it with anybody, but it was rhymey. But other than that, it was just dumb. So I'm just moving on and let's write something else next time. And every day is a different day. Even coming here after all this, I'll probably want to write something. So
Yeah.
I just go in and write, and if it turned out. The latest, the one I wrote here recently, a girl on YouTube said, "You're my hero." And I melted. That was so amazing, but also terrifying. This is
Yeah.
one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard. And after that, I was like, oh man. And I wrote and wrote and wrote. And then I finally came to the conclusion I'm nobody's hero. And that's the new song that I just wrote. It's called Nobody's Hero. And it doesn't sound like it may sound negative, but it isn't. I'm just trying to explain myself a little bit here. Hold on now. let me tell you a little bit more first, and then we can decide who's hero.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that. I don't know. To me, I base it off of feelings and stuff like that, as opposed to just writing about a tree or writing about an ocean, or you know what I'm saying, try to
Yeah.
base it off of how you feel that day, and eventually something, even if you're mad, just write mad words, write mad words, write happy words, and then eventually it'll come together, you'll realize it.
You said something there that this is it sounds kind of crazy, but I listen to a lot of music, a lot of different kinds of music, and a lot of the country artists that I really, really enjoy. As soon as they sing a song about the ocean, I lose interest. I don't want to hear anything else about it.
I don't have any reason to hear about it. I don't, I think about it like that. I went to a songwriting retreat
Mhm.
and everyone was told to write about the nature around you. Okay. And I was like, all right, I got you. I see a stream. I see this. I see that. And, this kind of reminds me of that one time. And then I'm going back and forth. And I was like, let me write it about this time. Because it was a story, but it was also using every element that was in the nature at the time.
Yeah.
So I did that. And when I wrote it, everybody looked at me and was like, that's a real song. And I was like, what? Is that not what we were trying to do? A real song? What do you mean? I thought that was what the goal was. And they were like, no, because they read theirs and they were talking about the road being gravel and it was almost as if they were stating statements. The wind is blowing. Me, I went to, the feel of the wind blowing in my hair reminded me of this, and I just went off into a tangent,
Yeah.
and told a whole different story about a best friend going fishing. That's what I talked about, and they were like, "What in the world?" So that's when I figured out I was different than some of the traditional cookie cutter. Is that what you would call? Yeah. So I try to be a little different and
Go a little farther than a truck
yeah.
or a tailgate or a beer or a
Yeah.
bonfire.
Yeah. See, I wrote a song called Ready to Play, and it's funny that it's like a truck and a beer and a bonfire type thing, but it's actually not talking about any of those things. It's talking about we're here and we're not going anywhere. It's more of a statement as if, we're ready. You know what I mean? And it's a little different. I think that if you put another meaning on top of one meaning, then it means even more, and then you have substance.
I do think different is good because you have so many people trying to be the same person
Yeah.
when it comes to music, and it's just, oh well, like for instance, like you're a big artist right now, like Zach Top, Megan Roney, and everybody's trying to, I want to be like them, so I'm gonna write the song because it reminds me of them.
Yes.
So I think different is always good.
I do. I think being yourself is the most important thing you can do in music because, even when you mention certain names, I know certain people are not being true to themselves, even as mainstream artists now. And that bothers me too, because if you know them as a not so mainstream and then they become mainstream and all of a sudden there's cookie cutters and there's songs written for you and produced for you and then the meaning of the whole music becomes not even there anymore. It just changes everything.
Well, here's another way to look at that and put a little light on both sides there. That way people can see it from another light anyway. There's artists, then there's entertainers.
True.
It's
Yes,
completely
you're
different.
100% right.
And
Yeah.
if I'm listening to music, I want to hear an artist.
I agree.
If you're going to a show, you probably want somebody that's an entertainer.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can.
Most folks do.
Yeah, because I'm not like, I'm not big on dancing and, I'm not going to be out of breath while I'm trying to sing a song, I'm more big on the story and things like that. So I see what you're saying. It'd be a different experience going to one of my shows than maybe, I'm trying to think of somebody real, Beyonce or somebody. That'd be a heck of an experience. That's an entertainment, that's something. Not to putting, on her music. I love her music too. So, but yeah, I could definitely see a big difference there in even the crowd.
I try to, like we do, even a songwriter thing. I try to be entertaining.
It is a little different
with the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a dancer. I'm
Yeah.
animated. I might stomp around on
Exactly.
the stage.
Yeah.
I'm not a dancer for sure.
I'm the same way. I'm big on the reason we're here, not necessarily trying to put on a show, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a, I'm trying to get you to listen to what I have to say, not look at me because I'm
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah.
Well, that, and I think that certain things trigger, what like a person inside, when they meet someone, they automatically want to listen or don't want to listen. So they all always have that instant thing, you know. And so I feel like going into it, by telling them something they don't want to hear,
Yeah.
it usually ends up triggering them a little bit more. And that's what I try to do with some of my songs. Like Nobody Wins, you know, everybody wants to say, but somebody wins, you know, but nobody wins. You know, so it kind of triggers that little controversy there, you know.
It's all in all, it is good to be you at all times.
I agree.
That's-
Yes. Without that, you have nothing.
You was talking about saying something to the contrary there on whatever, you know, people were thinking. Like, and folks think that I don't get nervous because I'll run up in front of, I don't care, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But my coping mechanism is I tell a joke. Or
I
I'll
can
say
see
something that I think's funny.
Mm-hmm.
If you make one person smile, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I.
That's what I do. I do too. Honestly, I you know, when you're learning new songs and you're writing and all this, you know, kind of chaos in the new process, like I mess up sometimes, and I'll be trying to sing a new song and I'll mess up, and I'll be like, "Oops, you know, my bad," and then I try to make it funny and intertwine it with whatever I messed up on, and after the crowd laughs, I just continue on, and it was entertaining, you know, it became entertaining real fast anyways.
That makes it more real.
Yeah,
too.
you're right. You're right.
Definitely. I mean, you can't. I mean, with me, like, you can ask Jason. I was the shyest little nervous thing when I first started music, but I think now, knowing that it's okay to mess up
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
just continuing on, and then even if I'm up there and I mess up a song, I'll just keep going,
Mhm.
and then after I'll say, well,
Oops. I agree.
everybody's laughs and everything's fine.
Yeah,
So,
that's really the main thing. And then half the time they don't even know you messed up because it's a new song anyways.
I was going to say the only
Mhm.
person that would know in 20 years would probably be you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You're right.
Nobody else cares. They
Yeah.
just want to see, you know, and having fun's contagious. If you're
Mhm.
up there having fun, they're going to automatically have fun.
Yes. You're right. It is. It makes you smile and
Yeah.
makes you want to enjoy it with them.
Smiling's good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
yeah.
Okay, and you're new at this. I mean, you're very new, and then that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the ideas are more fresh, and you got more passion for it. The fire's not dwindled at all. But what would you say to, say, a teenager that would have, is kind of looking to get into the music scene?
For a teenager, I would definitely say start slow
Uh-huh.
and take your time. There is a lot of things in the music industry that you may not be aware of, and music in itself is a great passion and it's so much fun, but the business of music is a little bit harder, and as a teenager you're not going to understand that. So don't sign anything. And have a lawyer. Definitely get a good lawyer. That's the biggest advice I've ever been given, and Taylor Swift's the one that gave it to me. So said get a good lawyer.
There's lots of legalities in that.
Yes, so that's the main thing. I mean, enjoy the music, do, you know, what you're passionate about, and try to learn as best you can to make your own music, you know. If you can produce your own songs, you can surely help a producer produce your music, you know. If you are trying to guide someone as to how you feel about a song and you want it to feel this way, then you kind of have to know what builds that, you know. So I think the basics, just learn the basics and everything will start to fall into place.
Yeah. What did I tell you, Hannah?
Learn the business.
Learn the business.
The
That's right.
business is hard.
Learn the business. All right. What would you say to somebody that was in their mid-20s like you, looking to get into music?
Go full force, don't stop. Don't stop, even if they tell you to stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Hit it like a truck.
Yes, like a truck, for real. Or like a Buick. That's the way I see it. Buick, you can't kill them things. But no, yeah, definitely go full force. In their 20s, you know, if you have some stories, stick to the raw. I think that's going to be the biggest thing at 20. The raw is going to be fun for all of us. We'll all enjoy that. I know it was kind of crazy when I was 20. If they had TikTok back then, oh Lord.
I'm glad they didn't.
I know.
I really am.
I thought about it too.
I was, it didn't come along until, 10 years ago, maybe all this stuff has came about.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
And you can get so drawn into it,
That too. It is addicting. I try to create. I don't try to watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. I don't watch TikTok. I create TikTok. So that's a little different too. It takes away from your time if you're constantly watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And watching is just because people are doing it doesn't mean it's a trend. You don't have to do the trend,
Be the trend. Don't
Be
do
the trend. Yeah, start the trend. That's what TikTok tells you anyway. Is start the trend, and then you can get the most views.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think anybody's guilty if you have it. You want to look at it.
Yeah.
Some,
I don't know. I guess I just don't have too much trouble looking at it because it just, to me, everything on the internet is really fake. And as it goes further and further, it's getting faker and faker with AI and stuff like that,
it's
you know?
crazy.
So I guess if I do have certain people that I watch or certain things, I try to stick to like more news-based stuff, like if there's actual media type thing as opposed to some of the stuff,
I'm a learning guy.
Yeah.
How-tos.
Oh, I can see that.
How
Yeah.
it's made, something, a tutorial on something.
I see what you're saying. That's how my husband is. He likes
I
stuff like
love
that.
stuff.
He's an electrician, so he's all big on how to fix stuff,
Yeah. Well, my wife, she don't ever have to ask what I'm looking at on the internet because she just sees it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm running through all the guitars. I'm reading all the specs and just everything in the world, the prices. And she said, "You want that one?" No,
Just looking. Window shopping.
Seeing what it's made of.
Yeah. But that's why I try to go on the internet as well. I go and I talk to people because people will say to me, "Oh, you're on the internet because you want attention. You're on the internet because you're self-absorbed. You're a narcissist because you're on the internet," and things like that. But ultimately, I'm on the internet to get you to understand that there are people out here. Like, I want y'all to know, you don't have to just go shopping or just be looking at things like that. I want to try to interact, So on my YouTube and on my TikTok, I do interact with the comments very vividly. Like, I try to keep up with them as best I can.
Well, and like even just like if you're commenting back to somebody, like a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, well, I'll comment on this, but they won't comment back." Well, why would I even look at them if they're not even gonna interact with me?
You're
So
right.
I think it's great.
It is.
To stay caught up with the comments.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's hard, but
It is hard.
It is very important because, like, you're right. Being reachable is what matters, because, wouldn't it be nice if you could reach someone like Jelly Roll or reach someone like, Beyonce or somebody, it's impossible, but you know what I mean? Like, it'd just be amazing that you could actually, it was within that realm of reach,
That goes back to the independent artist for me.
I agree,
And
yeah.
some of them are big touring artists. Some of them are my friends, and I won't say their names, but I can message them.
Exactly.
Hey man, what's up?
Mhm.
Good to hear from you.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I've been trying to reach out to artists that are more mainstream with labels and trying to do features or even, business with them in some form or fashion, and none has reached out back. They just don't. And I don't know that they are even capable of it. So that,
Well,
to me,
and it could be by their label. They're not allowed.
exactly. Yeah. It could be a lot of reasons, I hate that for them.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I don't know. Have you heard the song Smile by Morgan Wallen?
yes.
Okay. So, like,
No.
no. Well, I'll tell you, out of all the songs that I've heard coming out of the music industry, coming out of Nashville and coming out of all these, a lot of Jelly Roll songs are very impactful. But this song, Smile, if you listen, it's about us. It's about people like us. It's
Yeah.
about the fact that he had to miss birthday parties. He had to miss, going to New Year's Eve bashes. He can't do any of that stuff because he has a job to do and he has to get out there and smile.
Mhm.
And that's the whole point. And I just find that kind of, heartbreaking a little bit.
Who
I feel
wrote
like
it?
that is a good question. Most likely Ashley Gorley, because he's most of Morgan Wallen's songwriter.
Mhm.
And I've directly had contact with him, and he's an amazing songwriter. Like he's written Last Night, Thinking About You. I'm trying to think all of them. I mean, practically all of them. And Jelly Roll's I'm Not Okay. He wrote that as well.
He actually, I just looked, and
Yeah.
he actually wrote Smile.
Who did? Morgan Wallen? I
This
doubt
is on the
that.
credits on Apple Music.
Mm.
I'm going by that, and
No.
there's more, obviously, in that. My guess is it's kind of like a co-write.
Most of the time, the artists are co-writers because they're the artist. But generally, the words aren't changed. So I've seen where Ashley Gorley sang a song in, I'm trying to think of what it's called. There's a small place, like the basement, and another place in Nashville that they all play at. And when they play there, they play the song, and that's where they get picked up at. And the songs get picked up from there. They never change. They started acoustic, and all the words are the same. I Am
Yeah.
Not Okay was by this group of people, and then Jelly Roll got it, and it had never changed. So it's exactly the same, but Jelly Roll co-wrote.
Okay.
That's the only thing. So I don't know how that works with labels. I'm assuming you probably have to co-write in order to be singing a song. Maybe even just changing a the or and. You know?
It's changed now.
It's a lot different than it used to be.
And I don't even try to keep up with it because the music I do is
I just try to learn the business.
for me and it's fun.
I agree, yeah.
know,
And that's
so-
what I've been doing. I tried to learn the business at first and I didn't like it at all, so I just decided to do it for fun. And if anybody else likes it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll get into the business, but it's mainly for me. I just
Yeah.
wanted to tell my story.
Always cover yourself, that way you don't have no problems. But
Yeah, but there's some good people. Don't let me paint a bad picture on Nashville. It's really just depending on who you're working with and what they put forward. But Morgan Wallen wrote the first song. It was if I wasn't trying to tell you, it starts with a S. I'll figure it out, of course, after we're off the air. But he had written one that he brought to Nashville, and then they built upon his song. So I was pretty happy about that. And then he actually wrote several of Luke Combs. So
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen wrote Luke Combs songs. So
If I'm not mistaken, I think Morgan was a songwriter before
he was, when he went on The Voice, he was a songwriter already.
Yeah.
So, it's Spin You Around. I knew it.
Okay.
Spin You Around is the one that Morgan Wallen originally wrote himself, and then they've, doctored as it's grown.
Yeah.
Which is good because it turned out to be a wonderful song. So I'd love for a producer to help me, like someone that's done things like that,
Yeah.
But I just really wanted to make sure that at least I started out with what was true to me, and then we kind of grow from there. But we got some new songs coming out real soon that may have a little Morgan Wallen vibe, maybe just a little bit, little cookie cutter. I had to give it to him just a tiny bit. We're gonna have to bleep out some of the words though.
All right. How many live shows do you play? You've only been at it 2 years, so I
yeah.
have to ask you how many per year. But
It's been quite a few. I can think maybe 30 this year so far, and then maybe
that's pretty good.
maybe 45 last year, something like that. I played a lot last year, but it was mostly at the Commodore Grill where they had this open mic. So I would go there every single night for like months.
Yeah.
And that's where I met my guy Andrew, which helps me produce the songs now. And ever since, I haven't needed anything else.
So doing a live show, do you play Keyboard,
Either
piano, or
either that or he'll play for me as well.
Uh-huh.
And then I also have his girlfriend Rebecca. She does play and does background vocals and stuff. And then we do full band shows as well. We just did a full band show Saturday in Memphis. It was Peabody Park.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And I mean, I like the full band shows. I just think those rock out. You know, we had fun with it. It'll be all on video on YouTube. I got a photographer to come down and shoot the video for us. I think it'd be neat.
Do you travel a lot for like live shows?
If I can, if they'll have me. I don't pay to play. I refuse, and
No, that's ridiculous.
I will not pay to play. And I don't charge to play most times either. So I'm not trying to make a. I'm not trying to make a bunch of money. I'm not out here trying to, you know, take advantage. But you know, if I do need a band, of course I have to charge some because I have to pay them.
You gotta pay your people.
Yeah, but for the most part, I don't try to go too big. You know, I just want to get the music out there. That's the whole idea. If I could not pay for it, I'd be happy. If I could just break even, I'd be cool.
That's pretty. I mean, you're pushing the art.
Yeah.
That's great. And wanting to connect with people.
That's all I can do.
And same with anybody. I know you want to get by on it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, really, that'd be the goal, is just to be able to provide, you know, for my family and pay my car note. Would be nice. I'd like to do that.
We got about, I don't know, maybe 5 more minutes. You got anything you want to finish on, and we're gonna finish. We'll finish you on a song.
Okay. Well, shoot. I never know what to say when it comes to the interviews, but I will say that, you know, when I met that lady at the gas station, it just meant so much for her to tell me her story, and for me to realize that I'm not alone. And that, I don't know, that just means a lot. So if anybody does meet me out in public, don't be scared to come up and say hey, because I'm just a regular person and I don't want to feel like I'm by myself either.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I do this. You know, if you're with friends and family, you always feel good. You know, and I don't have that. I don't have a lot of people on my side where I'm from. Mostly due to drug addiction and alcoholism and stuff like that.
I mean, that's a disease plaguing the world, you know, and yeah, everybody deals with it.
Yeah, and but with me, unfortunately, it wraps around my whole life, my entire family, and most friends, you know, and it became a point where I had just had to step away and be by myself, and that's the thing. I know that it's hard to be by yourself, but you got to do it sometimes, and just remember I'm here.
Might be hard, but it is possible.
It is, yeah. And I do it all the time. I go to the movies if I want to. I go, you know, get food if I want to. I went out to dinner last night by myself on the pier. It's nice, you know. I mean, it is what it is. You have to keep what's healthy for you in your mind, you know. And people like that can't get past their own, you know, issues, unfortunately, don't necessarily need to be in your path with you, you know. I mean, I'd love to bring all of them with me, but do you know how hard it is to pull somebody off the ground when they're sitting down, you know? If they were halfway up, it'd be a lot easier. So that's the way I see it. If you meet me halfway, I'll pick you up. We're going to try.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know. You can't help somebody that's not interested in being helped.
I agree. And that's my problem with my family. My mother is just the most difficult person when it comes to the addiction that she has, and I just have gotten to where I can't even talk to her anymore because it's just not healthy for me, and I have to live with that. But sometimes that's what you got to do, you know. Yeah. But Shots After Midnight is a really great song. My husband actually wrote it about me starting the music industry, and he kind of got nervous, like I was going to leave him, and he started to get real scared, you know, but I just think he knew I had to do something different and make a big change, and so he wanted to write something for me to kind of help it along.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it turned out amazing. It's one of my favorite songs. I love it, so it's a real treat.
just something to tag on with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a musician, my wife's a musician, son's a musician, and we have a band together.
Mhm.
But you know, so and so needs a bass player.
Yeah.
Okay, well, go play. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine. So that's good, and we, you know, we'll play out for other people. and friends
That's
and stuff.
amazing. Yes, and help people. That's all we can do. I would do it too. I got a friend, he's a drummer, but he needs a singer, so I'm going to go and sing for him. I was like, all right, sure, why
Yeah.
not, you know?
It's fun. It's music.
Yeah,
All right. Check her out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Do you have a website?
I do. AllieLovesYou.com.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
AllieLovesYou.com. ALLY.
Loves you. Yep, just
Yeah.
like that.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah, I tried to make it cutesy. And then I got Linktree and all that. Like I said, Google me. That's the easiest way. If you can spell my name right, that's the most important. ALLYSON.
Yeah, it's a little different spelling.
Yeah, most people try the I and they might not be able to find me that way.
Yeah, if you're finding her on Facebook, she is verified, has the blue check mark, so you know that's who you're looking for.
Yes,
Allie,
Thank you.
thank you so much. It's been great.
I
I
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate you coming in and spending the time with us and enjoy
Thank
the
you for
music.
having me.
Stay on the grind, sis.
I am.
But we are going to leave you with her song, Shots After Midnight. And this was written by your husband.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, here we go. Thank you all. We will be back again tomorrow, Dial and Deal, 10 a.m. God bless you, and thank you for tuning in. Enjoy this last song. We'll catch you later.